conclude today's call with Auburn's Gus Malzahn this Saturday on ESPN. I believe we are currently getting Coach on the line. To go ahead and get your question in for Coach, please press star one now. I think we may have Coach back. Coach Malzahn, can you hear me? I hear some movement on the line. Coach, this is Chuck at the SEC. Can you hear me?
You may want
to. Coach, can you hear me? Operator, if you could get this worked out, it sounds like we can hear him, but he can't hear us. All right, I think we have Coach Malzahn now. Coach, can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Thank you. While we wait on any questions, would you please take a moment to comment on your team as you enter the game versus Ole Miss on Saturday?
Yeah, we're glad to be back home against a good Ole Miss team. They've had a week off to recover and game plan and all that. They got 8 starters back on defense and very impressive up front offensively. They're one of the top rushing teams, in our league. Very impressed with that, and I'm sure having an off week, they'll have some new wrinkles really on both sides of the ball. A quick update, Joey Gatewood has entered the transfer portal and decided to move on. I really appreciate Joey. The thing about it, when he didn't win the job earlier, he chose to stick around. Most quarterbacks this day and time would have quit, and he didn't do that. And he's just at a point now where he feels like, he wants to be a starting quarterback and just feels like he needs to start looking for schools now so he can, find the right spot, and I respect that. He's a fine young man and really appreciate everything Joey's done for our program, and everybody in our program will be rooting for him moving forward.
For questions, press star one, and we'll begin with John Zener, the Associated Press.
Hey, Gus. Can you talk about kind of what was the timetable with that? When did Joey first express this desire to move on?
Yeah, he came to me yesterday before practice and said he'd been thinking about it over the weekend. Just felt strong that he needed the time to find the right spot.
Was it a situation where you tried to talk him in, saying we can find a role for you in the office, or did you just say, oh, okay, we appreciate it, thank you?
No, we had a talk, and he just felt strong that he needed the time right now to make sure and get it right and find the place that he can be a starting quarterback. That's his goal, and that's really what he wants, and I respect that.
Thank you.
Next is Tom Green of AL.com.
Hey, Gus. How does Joey's departure kind of impact your use of Bo when you need to be more cautious in your handling of him when it comes to running the football this final month?
Say that again.
How does Joey's departure kind of impact how you handle Bo, especially when it comes to the run game? Are you going to have to be more cautious with picking your spots with?
We'll have a plan, for each game, as far as those kind of things are concerned.
Next is Steve Moulton of WZZN.
How are you today?
Hey, Steve.
So tell me about the backup quarterback position. Who is the backup quarterback moving forward, Coach?
Yeah, it's Cord Sandberg. Cord's been here for 2 years. He's an older guy. He's 24 years old, and he played professional baseball for 5 years. So he's been with us and understands what we're doing. And then Will Appleton will move up to be our number 3 guy. He's a walk-on that he knows our offense well too.
Development along the offensive line and really the offense as a whole. How would you say it is 8 games into the season, Coach?
Well, up front, we've done some good things, and then, as an offense, I think all but the 2 games we played on the road, I think we've done a solid job. So, we're playing at home, which we've been, pretty effective, and I expect us to play well, the next 4 games at home.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
That's going to wrap you up, Coach. Thank you.
Thank you.
And we thank all of you for being with us. Have the rest of the week, and hope you enjoy the game this weekend.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This concludes today's SEC conference call. You may now disconnect.